Hi everyone. Let's talk about tax returns. This year, I switched from TurboTax Premier to FreeTaxUSA for filing my taxes. And for my situation, I think it was the right move. If you are a pretty normal W-2 household with a home and a small number of stock or crypto sales, this video may be useful for you. What I wanted from tax software was pretty simple. I wanted it to handle W-2 income, primary home, stock and crypto sales, charity donations, child tax benefits, and estimated tax payments. When I used TurboTax, I still felt like I had to double-check the important parts like investment sales. So for me, the decision was not just about price. It was also about how easy it is to review the return and whether I actually learned something along the way instead of just clicking through screens. And in 2026, that last part matters more than it used to, because AI tools are now much more usable. Tools like ChatGPT and Gemini make it easier to inspect your return, download the forms, and ask detailed questions. That changes the equation. Years ago, one of the biggest advantages of heavy software like TurboTax was that it tried to hide a lot of the complexity for you. Now, lighter tools are more practical because AI can help you understand what is happening behind the scenes. Of course, AI is not perfect. You still need judgment, but tax software is not perfect either. So to me, no tool is fully hands-off. I gave FreeTaxUSA a try because it was one of the tools suggested through IRS, and I had also seen more people talk about it. So I thought, why not try it for this year's return? And honestly, the website experience was pretty decent. Then there is the price. TurboTax Premier through Costco was around $106 total, including e-file fee. TurboTax Premier Online was even more expensive, around $190 total. FreeTaxUSA was much cheaper, saving roughly by $90 or more. Now, if TurboTax Premier completely removed the need to review things, maybe that premium would feel worth it. But for me, it did not. I would have double-checked those sales in TurboTax Premier too. So once I realized I was going to verify those entries either way, the convenience gap became much smaller. And that is where FreeTaxUSA started to click for me. It felt a bit like driving a manual transmission. Not in a bad way, just in the sense that it gives you a clearer feel for what is actually being entered and how it flows into the final forms. I liked that. Manually entering or reviewing each sale gave me more confidence than trusting a big import and assuming it was correct. For my case, where the number of sales was still manageable, that worked well. There are definitely cases where a heavier product may still be the better answer, like business returns or other more advanced situations. But for me, FreeTaxUSA hit a very good middle ground. FreeTaxUSA was simple enough to use and helped me understand taxes a little better. Instead of only answering interview questions and hoping everything flowed correctly, I got a better feel for how the information I entered translated into the actual tax forms. And with AI tools being available to get your tax questions answered more conveniently now, that became a lot more practical than it used to be. Because AI is still imperfect and tax mistakes can be expensive, I still paid for audit defense for peace of mind. Even with that added, FreeTaxUSA still felt much easier to justify on price. In the end, I spent about the same amount of time as I did with TurboTax Premier. My federal and state returns were accepted promptly. I learned more about how my return actually works, and I saved real money. So unless my tax situation becomes much more complicated, I will come back to FreeTaxUSA next year. My bottom line is this. For a W-2 household with a home, kids, buy and hold investing, and a manageable number of investment sales, FreeTaxUSA gave me enough confidence, simplicity, and better value than TurboTax Premier. Thanks for watching.